Welcome to Nico Props. I'm Chris Fry, also known as Nicodemus. We're going to be talking about these today. So these are my subscriber counters. They basically hook into the Google API and over Wi-Fi, and they connect. Get the data from my YouTube channel and display it on these. And I wanted some of these to display my views and such, above my monitor and things like that. So I thought these would be kind of cool. I found a project online. I'm going to link to the original project YouTube in the description below. But essentially, what's going on here is that there was a problem with that project, which is why I didn't just let it go. So I had to basically do a lot of modifications to the code. Otherwise, the rest of the project is actually the same. So go and check that video out as well after this video. If you get value out of what we're going to do here today, do hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit that notifications bell button, because, at the end of the day, you're going to want to know about the latest stuff that I'm going to be producing, so that's going to be good. So, without further ado, let's go through what is required for this project. So, one of the first things we're going to want to do is get a matrix module. I'm going to be linking into that below. This is an LED matrix module, so effectively these are all wired in, and underneath there is a chip that runs the actual matrix module. So these come in you can buy them individually or into fours. The small one uses one of these and the big one uses two. When using the big one, what I actually did was, so you've got the pins here at the end here, and that is the in. So if you look at the side, you've got in, let me zoom that in there, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. So effectively, I just joined them together, and all I really did was basically connect these pins to those pins there, the in pins on one to the out pins on the other. I literally just bent these pins and pushed them through and then soldered them on. That is all I did to create the double display, and there's some modifications in the code as well. Now, with these, each one of these will come with a jumper cable, so it's just a case of snipping off the ends and soldering them onto the pins. So that's fairly simple. Now, the actual brains of the outfit is this little module here. So this is a Wi-Fi module, an ESP8266, in case you were wondering. Okay, so a quick bit of soldering here, just tinning the pins, and then I'm going to tin the wires there. Not going to worry too much if it's a little bit blobby, because I can get those off, that's not a problem. It's just about getting the flux onto those wires. It's literally just a case of onto the VCC pin, the ground pin, digital pin, CS pin, the CLK pin. So once all 5 wires are attached, we can spin it around and start attaching to the ESP module. So we're going to put VCC to the 3 volt, ground to the ground post, the digital pin to the D8, and CS pin to D7, CLK to D6. And just solder all those up. And that's it. It's just a bit fiddly, so you just got to put the tinned wire through into the pins. We've done our ground, we've done our other one. Got a couple more to go here. Just doing the CS pin, which is our brown wire, I believe. A little bit fiddly here. Trying to get these through the hole, you've got to get rid of any kind of bits that are sticking out or anything like that. And I just bent it over just to kind of hold it in place there, and do the same with the next one. So that was just a bit fiddly. So this is the Arduino IDE. You can just download it from arduino.cc. And then you can open up the sketch that is in the digital download below this video. Now, the only bits you need to worry about is things above this line here, and you only actually need 4 pieces of information to run this. So you need the SSID for your Wi-Fi, so the name of your Wi-Fi password. So this is so that the device can connect to the Wi-Fi and go and get your channel data. You need the URL for or the channel ID for YouTube. This can be found if you go to your channel on youtube.com, and then in the address bar, it's basically the last section of jumbled letters after the /. Then you need your Google API key, and we'll go and get that in a second. Don't bother about changing the host. That's going to be absolutely fine as it is. Now, the only other settings you need to worry about are these ones, which I've put in here. So it's basically, do you want to show subscribers? True. Do you want to show views? True. Do you want to show videos? True. So if you don't want any of these to show, just set them to false and it won't show that information. So let's go and have a quick look at getting the Google API key. Okay, so in a web browser here, you want to type in developers.google.com and press enter. That is developers.google.com. Okay, so now you've got this page up, or at least you should have. Click on YouTube down here. Okay, so this is the YouTube kind of API section. Go to YouTube data. And this is the data API. So you want to create a project in the developers console. So we're going to open that in a new tab, and you also need to obtain authorization credentials. So I'm going to open that in a new tab. So these are ones that I have already. I can create new ones in here. So you just need to create an app in here, and then you go to this section of the document, which is all about the credentials, and you need to get the API key, which going back to our API section, when you create the product, you should be able to create it in there. So what you can do is under credentials, API keys, create a new one, copy the key. Okay. So in Google SketchUp here, it's a 3D program. You can just go online and use it, which is fantastic. It's a little bit cumbersome compared to some other programs, but it's once you get used to it, it's fine. So just designing out the casing here ready for 3D printing, and then we're going to take it into Cura and set up the slicing profile and 3D print it. So adding Kapton tape to the back here to stop any shorts or anything when we put it into the casing. So we're just going to put it into the 3D casing after putting this USB lead through, plugging it in. Just got to squish the wire in at the back there so that it goes in nice and tight. And then we're just going to put this cover, or at least peel the paper off the cover, and then we're going to put the little nuts in the back. They should just push down. I had to use a little bit of force to actually push them in, but then they just kind of clicked in, which is good and nice and tight. And then pop the cover on, and with some 35mm M3 bolts, we're going to put those in, and that's it completed. And once it's all screwed together, of course, here is the result. So we can see here that we've got, that's my subscriber count going by, views on this one, subscribers coming on that one, and subscribers coming on this one. Now the larger one does have some modifications with the code, but I've included that in the digital download that is in the comments below this video. Now, a quick why as to why I've built these. Now, I did have a look at various different counters that were out there, and you know, quite often it's a case of they're just too expensive. I mean, we're talking, I think one of the cheapest ones is about £150. This cost, with a few components, you know, a matrix display and some cheap components and some 3D printing, I've managed to get one for like less than 20 bucks. So totally worth it. Now, if you've got value out of this, obviously you're going to want to download the file below with all the digital stuff in it. So that's going to have the template for the laser cutting and also 3D printing STL. I'm going to try and include a few different formats in there as well. And obviously we've got the Arduino sketch for our microcontroller or Wi-Fi module. Do like the video, press subscribe and notifications, and I'm going to catch you on the next video.